Thank you everyone for joining us tonight and everyone that is going to watch the replay. We are so excited about tonight's class because this is something that over the last 9 months has been an issue with a lot of people. Our stress levels have been higher. People have had trouble sleeping, and that has led to a lot of other people experiencing sadness. It's here in Michigan and in the north and on the East Coast, we're experiencing a lot of darkness and coldness, and that can affect people. And really, aromatherapy and essential oils are the best way for you to affect your emotions. And all of us that are sharing tonight have experienced that. And so we're going to share, first of all, just our stories of how we've gotten into wanting to share on a regular basis and some of the benefits that we've seen. And then we're going to share some of our favorite things that we have either used or heard about that will help when it comes to balancing emotions, reducing that stress, sadness, and really giving us what we need. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Miss Rachel, and she's going to get us started with her story. And thereafter, we're going to share a little bit of informational slides.
Hello, everybody. My name is Rachel. I am from the Michigan area, and I'm excited to be here today to speak to you. I'll start with my story, my journey to Young Living, and it started, I would say, well, just to give you a history of before it started in 2011, right about 4 months before I turned 40, I was due to deliver triplets. Um, and so I was working full time. I had a plan to retire early, so I needed to continue to work. So not working wasn't an option for me. And so that led to a lot of stress, a whole lot of stress, trying to balance family. My mother was just coming out of the hospital with brain surgery and just trying to balance everything. She was living with us, and I had the kids, and it was just a lot of stress. So I developed high blood pressure, sleep problems. Of course, I was up with babies, dying for sleep, um, anxiety and stress. My stress was so bad that a couple of nights I had the ambulance here thinking that I was dying, and they didn't take me. Obviously, nothing was wrong, but it was stress out of control. My weight was out of control. And so my daughters, they have asthma, eczema. They were sick a lot. So it's just a lot of stress. So I had to think, what was I doing before I had children? And I was working out. I was taking supplements, not realizing that it was actually benefiting me, but it was until I stopped. So um, I was at my place of worship, and I was in the mother's room, and someone was having a situation in there, and they pulled out oils, and I'm like, "What's that for?" And so they explained to me, what the oils were for, and there were different oils, and they were like, you know, you could get them from Young Living, but you can get them much cheaper this way. And so I was excited to use them. So I didn't know, I didn't have knowledge. So I went and got them. I knew someone who was working for Young Living, Dana. And so I got uh, some oils until I met with her. And when I met with her, um, that's when I started my journey. I had already met her. My kids and her kids were at a party, and I was interested in a Ninja Red. So I had already met her and was interested in the product, but that got me interested in the oils as well. So that's just my story of stress and lack of sleep and even some sadness there. So with that being said, that is the title of our discussion today: stress, sleep, and sadness. And I want to welcome everyone. So glad that everyone came today. And we'll start off by talking about quality and how quality matters to Young Living. Um, we have Young Living has therapeutic grade, high quality essential oils. Um, it There are three pillars that it's based on. The sourcing, so the source would be the soil, the finest soil, high quality soil, the seed, high quality seed, and then the science of it, the processing part of it, and the standards and the third party, and to make sure that everybody, even third party assistance, is of the highest quality. And then the standards, meeting the highest standards is of extreme importance. It's non-negotiable, plant-based, pure, clean, organic quality from seed until it is delivered to your doorstep. So next we're going to talk about how we can safely use our oils. And so each oil, I meant to have one, but each oil has label on it. And on that label is the directions of how you are to use those oils. And so it's important to read that label so that you're using your oils correctly. You can test them by using a carrier oil, such as the V6 or olive oil, coconut oil, mixing a few drops in or one drop in with that and testing one spot. And if there is no reaction, then it would be safe to use. Aromatically, we can use those by diffusing them, or we can put a few drops in our hands and inhale, and that would be using the aromatic way. Excuse me. Internally, Young Living has a vitality line, and that vitality line is that white label, and it gives you instructions there as well. And we know that those are safe for using while cooking. They are the same oils that have the other label on them, but these have been tested and approved for consumption. So those are the oils that are used for internal. And one tip I learned today for using those when cooking is to be careful. I've just been dropping them in there, and it can be really strong because the quality is so good, it can be strong. So one tip they gave was to stick a toothpick in it and then use that to add, because you can always add more, but it's hard to dilute. So especially, like, I use a lot of oregano this time of year for my family to keep the colds and viruses away. And so it can get strong really quick. So that's just a side note tip. And then topically, they can be used, for example, the Panaway. I put that on with a shea butter before my workout and after my workout. They can be put on your wrist, your neck, behind your ears, on your spine, back, and those areas as well. And when you want to be careful when applying them to your face, that's especially not the eyes, of course. So that is usage and safety.
Thank you. Thank you. So with that, we are going to turn it over to Ryan. She's going to share her story, and then she's going to get into some details of specific blends that help with specific things when it comes to our emotions.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan. Just a little bit about myself, just kind of a shortened version. I just, as growing up, my family, we focused on, we were a pretty healthy family. My mom always had us, taking our vitamins, and she was always into just our well-being and making sure we had the proper nutrients in our household. As I grew up, I started to develop some issues. I really wasn't aware of what was going on, but at a younger age than most women, I had to undergo actually 3 abdominal surgeries that just threw me into hormonal imbalances and just all kinds of things, energy deficiencies, nutrient deficiencies. So fortunately, because of the way I grew up, I was able to kind of counteract some of those effects just from my body being able to handle the surgeries that were necessary. And then just my mental when it was time to just get back into focusing on my wellness. So I was able it wasn't a hard transition for me. But as far as my body and the after effects, my body really doesn't respond to anything synthetic at all. And it will let me know. And so a friend of mine introduced me to Young Living when I was looking for some help with my hormones, with hormone support. And like we're talking about today, when it comes to stress, because of everything that my body has been undergoing and just because of life in general, when it comes to stress, I'm affected right away internally as well as externally. And so I just really appreciate the natural options that Young Living has to offer and that we're all kind of talking about today for relief from the stress that we encounter. So that's just a little bit about me. Going into the presentation, going to talk about something called a Great Day Protocol. This is really awesome. It's 4 steps using the essential oils, using 4 different essential oil blends. And so the first one is Valor. Valor is a blend of florals, woodsy, and grounding oils. So it has blue tansy in it, frankincense, camphor, and wood. And it promotes feelings of courage. I actually used some before I spoke today. I always use it before I have to give a presentation. Self-esteem, helps with balance, and you're balancing your body's energy. You just place for this protocol, you can do it in the morning. You would just place 1 drop on your hand of the Valor, rub it together, cup it over your nose, and just breathe in deeply, exhale. Some people actually will hold 1 nostril, breathe in the other, and try it that way. And that just kind of balances the oils throughout your body. So that's the first step. And the next step is with Harmony. I actually don't have that oil with me. I have to get that one for my Great Day Protocol, otherwise I'll just have a good day. But that one is Harmony, and it has a blend of calming, soothing, and balancing oils. So it has sacred sandalwood, lavender, Spanish sage, Roman chamomile, orange. It has rose in it. It's a really nice oil. So I have to make sure that I get some of that one. But Harmony is the next step in the Great Day Protocol. It helps to create a positive attitude, reduces stress, helps repel feelings of discord and chaos. So you apply this one over your solar plexus, which is the area just below your sternum and above your belly button. And so that's right at your core, and that just offers that balance. So the third step is using Joy. Joy is a combination of florals and citrus oils. It has ylang ylang, geranium, jasmine, palmarosa, rose, it has bergamot, lemon, and tangerine. There's some of the oils in this one. And Joy inspires just a calming and uplifting mood. And for this one, this step, you would place a couple drops in your hand, similar to with the Valor, and just inhale through your nose. Breathe that in, and then you also want to just rub it over your chest area and over your heart, and that just helps create a calming, uplifting mood. Okay, and then the fourth and final step in the Great Day Protocol is with White Angelica. So this is actually a new one for me, but this one has, it kind of just will complete your daily armor. It has florals, citrus oils, and woodsy oils. So it has some geranium, ylang ylang, the citrus oils in there as well. Northern Lights, black spruce, sacred sandalwood, and myrrh. This one creates deeper feelings of security and protection by offsetting negative energies. And for this one, you're going to place a drop in your hand, rub your palms together, breathe in deeply for this one. And then also mentions to rub it over the crown of your head, down your neck, your shoulders, your midsection, and all the way down to your toes. So that's going to give you just that complete balance and start to your day. So these are just some good steps for using the oils with the Great Day Protocol.
Thank you. Thank you so much. With that, we are going to turn it over to Miss Angela. She's going to share with us her story and then give us some more information. Angela, you there for us? Alrighty, so I just messaged Angela. Let us know if you can hear us, if you're available to join us. But in the meantime, I'll go ahead and share my story. So my family, we woke up. We grew up a little bit healthy. Okay, Angela's frozen right now, so we'll see if she gets her internet going. We didn't have pop, we didn't have fast food, but I in particular wasn't all that what you would call crunchy necessarily. I love to exercise, but I also grew up very sickly, and a lot of my siblings as well, with things that were normal, allergies, eczema, asthma, not being able to breathe, a weak immune system, things of that nature. And those were fine. You know, I will remember going to the doctor when I was in high school. I was in the best shape of my life. I kept getting colds and they just said, oh, you just got a weak immune system. You just got to deal with it. And I did for the majority of my life. And then I got into my 30s in 2012 and I had a series of different things that happened over and over to the point that I just felt miserable. So first I got high blood pressure. And then I got gut issues. I was in and out of the hospital, in and out of the emergency room for an entire summer. I ended up with 5 different diseases. Then I started 6 months later, I had hormone issues. I started excessive bleeding, ended up having fibroids. 6 months after that, I was in 2 accidents within a period of 6 months. So that caused body pain. I had back and knee pain. I had to have physical therapy for that. And so at the end of all of that, I became extremely depressed. And so it was the fall of 2014, and I started talking to everyone around me, and everyone in their 30s had hormone issues. They had pain, they had sadness, and most of them were getting body parts taken out. And I was like, this doesn't seem normal. there should be solutions for this, and I'm going to look for some natural solutions. And so I tried to Google my way to good health, and I started with the things I wasn't doing. I had, just like Rachel mentioned her story, I had stopped exercising. I wasn't eating the best because I was in the automotive industry, and we exercised a little bit, but we had neon colored energy drinks or 5 cups of coffee to get us through the day, and Buffalo Wild Wings once a week, and pizza once a week. And so I cut out all that junk food. I went and did a boot camp. And at that boot camp, I lost 20 pounds in 6 weeks because at the time I was over 190 pounds, which is clinically obese for my size. And I started eating right. And I also started to try to Google my way to good health. I was spending $200 per month at Amazon, Vitamin World, Vitamin Shop for the most disgusting tinctures for hormones and vitamins and a couple essential oils, and none of it worked. Googling my way to good health was slow. And then at the same time, I had a couple of friends who were on Facebook saying, I'm diffusing lavender and it smells amazing. And I was like, whatever, they're just trying to sell me something. But I went to one of my friends' homes. Panaway was placed on my body, and it relieved some of the tension that I have, and my life was never the same. And I was like, these oils are different, and the world needs to know that they need to be using them every single day. After that, I was introduced to Ninja Red, which was already mentioned, which is a whole food nutrient supplement that everyone needs to be on. That changed all of how I was taking in my minerals and vitamins. And at the time, I still had not yet had my surgery, and I needed that for my iron levels. And 2 weeks after that, I started on the Great Day Protocol. And that again, knowing that that these essential oils they affect our limbic system, they affect our emotions. I had gotten to the point where because I had emotional issues in the past, like when I was 19, I had been on medication for Paxil. I was at the point with all of the sickness that I had and all of the stress that I was thinking the only way I was going to get better was to get on medication. And I know for a fact that making sure that I asked for help and praying and getting assistance from friends and doing things like deep breathing and using essential oils prevented me from getting on medication. I have no doubt in my mind about that. And then additionally, with the things that I've gone through over the past 6 years, even an unexpected divorce, unexpected move, all types of things. I had the opportunity last week to tell my full story. Once again, I know that making sure that I did certain stress relieving techniques and using essential oils multiple times a day, every single day for my emotions has prevented me from going into certain places or necessarily needing to be on medication because I don't have a biological imbalance. Certain people definitely need medications, and everyone should always work with their physician, and no one should throw away medication and start using essential oils. But because I don't have a chemical imbalance, I have learned behaviors. I was able to unlearn some of those behaviors and use essential oils to help my emotions in order to get through the unusual stress that I went through at that time. So with that, I'm going to let's go back to where we were. So we have a few other things that are just going to help us. Resume slideshow. Okay. So these are just some general things that are going to help us. Mid-afternoon slump. So lavender. Everyone should have lavender on hand. It can improve with concentration. It's relaxing and balancing. This is one that I usually put on topically at night. We'll rub it on my wrist. It's great in your diffuser. Stress away. Stress away is completely amazing for exactly what it says, getting that stress away. You will feel calmer, more relaxed, and ready to tackle your day. Everyone needs stress away in their arsenal. When I was having a major issue at work, I would diffuse stress away on a regular basis with my little USB, and people would walk by my cubicle. I was near the bathroom. They go to the bathroom and they come out the bathroom and they would come sit in my little extra chair and just get a little aromatherapy before they headed back to their desk. Peace and calming, another one that does exactly what it says. The majority of people in my family are very high strung. So this is a favorite of mine, of my nieces, of my little nephew Dayton. We all love this to just calm down our mind as well as our body at night. So this can help you work through and lessen feelings of occasional stress and overwhelm. And then bergamot. Bergamot is one that I do use very frequently. This elevates your mood. This is found in other amazing blends like Acceptance, Believe, Gratitude, and Harmony. And then vetiver. Vetiver will ground and calm yourself to overcome stress from past emotional trauma. Vetiver is another great one to put in the diffuser, possibly like with something like lavender, and it will help you definitely with relaxing your mind as well as your body. Okay, early evening routine. So these are just, and I have a video that I did about how to have great sleep, and it has some of these different tips in it as well. So tips to help you chill out in the evening. You're gonna turn off your phone, add a drop of lemon vitality to a cup of hot tea, mix 10 drops of lavender with 1 cup Epsom salt for a relaxing bath. Get your diffuser going with some of the calming oils. Do light stretches to help ease the tension in your tired muscles. And here are some other things that are a little stronger and helpful. Sleep Essence is actually essential oils in a pill form. And this is one that actually comes up on my scan fairly regularly. I also always have this with me when I travel because I do not sleep well when I'm not in my own bed. It has a little bit of melatonin in it, as well as rue and lavender and a few other essential oils that will, again, definitely help you get to sleep. Rutavala, this is a roll-on and it promotes feelings of calm, relaxation with a blend of lavender, valerian, and ruta. Tranquil calms and relaxes with a blend of lavender, cedarwood, and Roman chamomile. A Roman chamomile minimizes fears, stabilizes, and releases negative emotions. Dreamcatcher protects against negative thinking, used to inspire creativity as you chase your dreams. So these are definitely ones that I use at bedtime. That's when these are to be used. So I very frequently use Sleep Essence. Well, all of these actually I use on a regular basis and love them all. Then we also have our Freedom Release and Freedom Sleep Kits. Actually have those here. And so Freedom Release was designed to promote physical strength combined with emotional and mental clarity and focus in the foundation of a progressive life. The Freedom Release collection of essential oils was created to bring a sense of balance and harmony that attracts love and joy. It helps promote forgiveness, elevating the mind, and bringing out the gentle characteristics within oneself for a positive outlook on life. Then we have our Freedom Sleep. The word freedom means different things to different people, such as freedom to follow one's dreams, freedom to make one's own decisions, spiritual freedom, and freedom from life's experiences. The Freedom Sleep collection of essential oils was created to help support a positive energy flow, helping to relax and calm. So I have used these kits when I was under extreme emotional stress, just to help, again, release negative emotions and then help with deep sleep. And then just for those that are watching the replay and anyone who has joined, we want to make sure that you get the best deal. So who wants to pay full price when you can get the same thing at a discount? So there's several options for you to get started if you're not yet part of the Young Living family. If you are here and you're part of the Young Living family, then you would just simply place an order with your membership discount, which gets you 24% off. If you're not part of the Young Living family, if there's something very specific that you saw here that you want, one of the kits, maybe that Great Day Protocol, then you would get with the person that invited you, and you would then get what we call the basic kit. They can give you the pricing and all the details of that. If there's maybe only one or two oils that you wanted, and you're looking for, in addition to stress relief and all the other things we talked about, if you're looking for maybe immune support and additional support, you could get started with what we call our premium starter kit. So that is the information that we wanted to share with you all tonight. I don't know if there's anyone else that had anything else to share or wanted to, if you had a question. Dana, you want to share something? I see your hand up.
All right, he had to unmute me. I left a message in the chat. You didn't acknowledge it.
Okay, Dana said it. If anyone would like to give her the white area diffuser, it would help with her stress. Thank you for sharing, Dana.
You're welcome. Glad I can be assistance and help. Just
Okay.
put that energy out there in the universe.
Okay, so we are done with the actual content, but Angela was supposed to share part of it with us, but she was having connectivity issues, so she changed devices. So I do want to give her an opportunity to tell her story, her experience, and things that she has found to help with her stress relief.
So yeah, sorry about that, guys, and thanks so much for having me. So this will be the quick condensed version of my story. Probably, well, my oldest child is 13, and my son is 10. So after having my two kids and then extended breastfeeding for years, and just kind of the stress of working full time as an occupational therapist, and just all the things, right, that that kind of comes along with being a mom and working and all of that stuff. There was just a lot of stress and strain that was put on my body that I didn't even realize. And after going to a naturopathic doctor, I realized that my minerals, my vitamins, everything was completely depleted. So, you're taking your prenatals even afterwards, because of the breastfeeding, I'm doing all these things, but it wasn't enough. So my body wasn't really processing things the way that it should have because of stress, basically. So I really hit a point where I knew something had to change. And so then enters, Young Living into my life. And so I never really thought I had a problem with sleep because I could always go to sleep. I pretty much stayed asleep through the night. I mean, other than, of course, having to get up, with the babies and stuff when they were little. But I did find out later that I never really got into like that deep state of sleep, that phase that you need for your body to really heal itself and regenerate and do all the things that it needed to do. And that was largely in part due to stress. And because of that, I ended up with like a diagnosis of fibromyalgia and like all these other things going on. So with Young Living, definitely Ningxia Red was huge. I noticed a difference right away. So that's every day, several times a day that I do my Ningxia Red. Also, the Freedom Release and the Freedom Sleep that Tashina talked about, when I finally got to order those and, really made that a part of my routine, it's almost like something clicked, like something just sort of, my body just really responded to that. So apparently that's what it needed, because a reset, that's the word I was looking for. It was like a reset for my body because it helped me to really feel like what it was to have that deep sleep. Because I was never well rested when I woke up. Even, I might get the 8 hours, get the 7 hours, but I never felt rested when I would get up in the morning. And those two kits kind of like, they were both a game changer for me. And then things started definitely progressing, along with all the other millions of Young Living products that I take and that I incorporate in my daily health and wellness routine. But those two things were key for me just to kind of do that reset. So I just wanted to share that. But like I said, that's definitely the condensed version.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing with us. All right. If there's no other questions, then we will close out this class. Again, we thank everyone for joining us today. If you want some very specific information, everyone that was teaching here is very well informed, and I know that they all do one-on-ones with individuals to make sure that you get all the details that you need and personalized information for yourself. So feel free to reach out to any of us. Yes, Laura.
Angela just mentioned, I think it was a product. I don't know exactly what it was called. Ningxia Red, or I didn't.
Ningxia Red? Yeah.
What is that, and what did it do? How do you spell it first?
So we call it the red juice. We spell it like this. And we have an entire class that I will send you afterwards on it. And in that class, we go over all of the details of what it does for you. But it is an antioxidant fruit puree juice. So it's based on the Ningxia in China, Ningxia wolfberry, which is just a Chinese version of goji berries. So I don't know if you've heard in passing the goji berries is the highest antioxidant berry or whatever. This one is even more nutrient dense because it's at the bottom of the Himalayan mountains. It has all of these other berries in it, which are high antioxidant. And it also has essential oils in it, which helps oxygenate your cells and gives you more energy. So for me personally, when I first started taking it in October, when I was having the issues that I had, one of the things that was a result of me losing so much blood was I stayed iron deficient. So I changed my diet first. I started eating spinach. I started eating different things, and I got my hemoglobin up, even though I was excessively bleeding, but I could not get my iron up. And so I started out with 1 synthetic iron tablet, didn't do anything. I went to 2, I went to 3, and I still couldn't keep my iron up. I then started on Ninja Red 2 to 4 weeks before I had my surgery, my myomectomy, and my iron levels doubled every single time they checked it. And I share that in the video that I will share with you. So the main thing it did for me, and I could also see that the rest of my vitamin and mineral levels increased too. So for example, I was not deficient in calcium, but I have to take a calcium supplement because I'm mildly allergic to dairy. And so my calcium went up, all of my mineral levels went up, and I got more energy when I started taking Ninja Red. So that's what it did for me, but I'll let Angela share in more detail what it did for her.
Yes, so very similar. It definitely helped support and raise my mineral and vitamin levels. So that was huge. The other thing for me that it did because Ningxia Red supports like your whole body. So, maybe we have certain supplements that really, target certain areas. The Ningxia Red is really whole body support. So that's totally amazing by itself. So for me, I also noticed that because of my muscle and joint issues, just a lot of stiffness and, things like that, when I stay on my Ningxia Red daily, several times a day, I notice a decrease in those things, and I can move around a lot better. My joints and muscles work a lot better. So that's been, huge for me as well, because that's one main thing that I struggled with with the deficiencies that I had.
Thank you for that explanation.
No problem.
You're welcome.
All right, anything else before we close out? And like I said, Laura, I'll send you the video. We did a training just like this, all on Ninja Red. So you'll get a lot of details, more details in that. All right, thanks so much everyone for being here. Have an amazing evening, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye.